Hello, welcome back. I'm the Erroneous Kaiser. You're watching another one of my comic book pull lists. This is for the month of April. I get these comics from Discount Comic Book Service, or DCBS. They send monthly shipments to international customers, which I am. I live here in Japan. These are all new releases that came out in the past, maybe 5 to 6 weeks. So that means there might be some that you've read already. If you have, let me know what you think of them down in the comments. First up, we have Batman's Grave number 6. This is by Warren Ellis. I've been really liking this series. It's a 12-part series, and there's a ton of action, but he's really digging into the detective part of The Greatest Detective, which a lot of times they don't do in some comics. And sometimes it's just weird stuff. It feels more realistic the way he's being a detective. And then when he follows a thread, there's usually a pretty brutal battle that happens there. I'm really liking both sides of this. Next up, we got Batman Superman number 7. In this, we're going to see Ra's al Ghul and Zod team up in some kind of competition to take down Superman and Batman. While this is all happening, the Batman Who Laughs plan is still unrolling. There are so many things that are going on with Justice League and where that ended. And then, with Batman and Superman, the Batman Who Laughs, his plan, Batman Who Laughs, and then Lex Luthor going up against each other and Hell Arisen. All these things are going on at the same time. It's a little too busy. I wish they would just focus on one thing in this. And if they keep jumping around on all these stories, I don't know if I can keep on with this title. I want something constant for these to stay in my pull. We have a new issue here. This is number 1 of Decorum. Jonathan Hickman is writing this. He's been doing some really awesome things with X-Men recently. A lot of the ideas that we saw in Avengers with Thanos and his Black Order, a lot of those ideas were coming from stuff that Hickman wrote. This is coming out of Image Comics. I'm really excited to get into it. Here we got Edgar Allan Poe's A Snifter of Terror. This comes out of Ahoy Comics. This is number 5. This is an homage to a cover from Shock Suspense Stories that came out in the 50s. This title is regularly pretty funny and weird, and I thought, so I picked it up for 50% because of the cover, and another 50% because, it's good stuff inside too. Ghost Rider number 5. So I think this is Danny Ketch on the cover here with that big sword. So he kind of got his Ghost Rider powers taken away, and so he might be getting into something new. We'll see Punisher and Wolverine. So Punisher, Wolverine, Ghost Rider all together, man. It's an equation for an awesome comic. Ghost Rider number 6 here. Don't let the Spider-Woman fool you. She's probably not in the story at all. This is just the Spider-Woman variant that is celebrating, Spider-Woman number 1 coming out. Green Lantern 2, Season 2. I don't see why they had to split it up into Season 1 and then the 3-part Black Stars and now Season 2, unless it was just purely so they can get another number 1 out of it. I think it's kind of lame. Grant Morrison on the title, though, is pretty awesome. Guardians of the Galaxy number 2. Al Ewing is writing it. He's also writing Immortal Hulk, which I'm in love with right now, so this should be pretty awesome as well. We have a pretty sweet Thanos cover on here too. Tales from Harrow County, this is number 4. I'm really liking it. I think it's pretty sweet. I think it might be a 5-part series, but it's been nice to get back into the Harrow County world. HeMan and the Masters of the Multiverse number 4 of 6. I am loving this series. It's freaking awesome. I'm a big fan of HeMan. I got a big collection up on a shelf over there. I'm really excited for the Netflix special coming up later this year, hopefully. And this brings every version of HeMan we've seen so far, plus some weird new ones, and puts them all together in one title. I think it's pretty awesome. Immortal Hulk number 32. I got the Spider-Woman variant just to see what it would look like. As I said, Al Ewing is writing this, and I really do like it a lot. So everyone has lost their memory of who the real Hulk is. I've been looking forward to this since the end of issue 31 last month. Got a new series out of Aftershock Comics. This is Join the Future. Way in the future, there's one society, everyone lives together, and there's a group of, I think they're supposed to be cowboys or farmers or something like that, they have gone out of their way to stay out of that society. So we got a whole bunch of people using smartphones and Google Glass or I don't know what, something like that. And this one family is no, we don't want any part of that. So they're, because of some tragedy, I think they're gonna be forced into the city. So these two ways of life will be coming up against each other. I really don't know what to expect from this. Justice League Dark number 20. Clayton Crane doing the cover here. I don't really like how he does some of the female superheroes. He does Venom, Carnage, Symbiotes, excellent. Swamp Thing was pretty cool, and so I do like a lot of his art. So just sometimes when he's doing females, I feel like there's something critically different in the two. The Last God, number 5. This is on a DC Black label. I am really a big fan of fantasy as well. Yeah, dark fantasy, and this is right in there, like right in that niche. If that aligns with your interests at all, this is definitely a book to pick up. Here we got Marvel number 1. This is an homage, of course, to Marvel Comics number 1. Now, this will be written by a bunch of different writers. Right off in issue number 1, we get stories by Alex Ross and Kurt Busiek. Which is amazing. I think this will be another, like Marvel's did, do like a kind of history of the Marvel universe, decade by decade, maybe looking more from the outside rather than in with the superheroes. Both Alex Ross and Kurt Busiek have done similar things in the past, and I've loved every single one of them, so I'm looking forward to this as well. Marvel's Snapshots Submariner. There are going to be a bunch of these coming out soon, like for Cyclops, X-Men, yeah, Eve Storm, like just there's going to be a load of them. I got Submariner because, I mean, you don't get so many Submariner stories all the time. I'm afraid if this will be a bunch of reprints or not. I actually haven't looked into it. I hope it's new stories. Punisher Soviet number 4. This is, I think it's a 6-part series, and I'm really loving it. We get Punisher with, yeah, a Soviet counterpart. They're just, yeah, going across the country, killing together. They got the same hobbies. I think it's pretty awesome. We got number 5 here as well. And I really like how they're showing from the other guy's perspective during the war in Afghanistan from the Soviet side. How, like, yeah, messed up it was. And I guess you don't get too many stories humanizing the Soviet soldiers during that war. Rambo sure didn't do it. Reaver number 7. So this is the beginning of a new arc of Reaver. I have no idea where it's going to start because everything was ending pretty grim at the end last time. I ate up every page of this comic. It's so good. Like, way better than any Suicide Squad coming out of DC. Red Hood Outlaw 43. They're back together again. We got Bizarro, Artemis, Red Hood, and then some little kids on the side. I don't really care about them. I'm just really happy to see my team back together. Savage Avengers number 11. Oh, with a very spicy cover there. Well, Elektra and Doctor Strange. That is cool. This title overall, though, is crazy. We got Doctor Doom, Conan, Venom, Wolverine, Elektra, freaking Dr. Voodoo. And I think there's some more that have... Oh, yeah, even Magic is in here, too. This is one of those titles that probably not a lot of people are reading, but awesome things are going on in here. SpiderMan Noir number 1. This is the second SpiderMan Noir series, but we've seen him in a few other Spider-Man related properties. I think this is a 6-part series, probably. I don't know too much about it, but I think it'd be pretty cool to get back in that world. Strange Adventures, this is number 1 of 12. Tom King is writing this recently off the Batman title. He has made a few kind of trippy series recently. Vision and Mr. Miracle, they were both hailed as great things. And I think a lot of people were looking for great things out of Batman 2, and then they were disappointed on that. If we just have, like, yeah, there's one character that's really isn't thought about that much in the main universe. I think maybe he can do a lot of, like, out there or new things to that character, so that this could be cool. Another 12-part series is kind of intimidating for me. I'll check out the first few and see where I go from there. Strikeforce number 7. This is not going where I wanted it to go. Now we're gonna have to go down to Deadpool and the Kingdom of Monsters. I don't know if you noticed, there are no Deadpool titles in my pull. Sometimes I gotta cut off some of the fat of my pull list. I can't buy everything, and this happens to be something I'm gonna slice off. 100-page giant Swamp Thing number 3. These are all reprints, but they are thick, and I think they're cheap for that. So yeah, just some good Swamp Thing stories you can pull off a shelf and flip through. Also Zatanna and Constantine as well. I like the cover. We have the Bigfoot, kind of found footage one. His pose there, I think that's pretty sweet. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 103. We see some new weasels? Are they weasels? Ferrets. Maybe they're pre-teenage violent ferret ninjas or something like that. I don't know. Maybe they won't have a team name like that. I still really do like this. Ninja Turtles are still kicking shell. Donny Cates is writing Thor. We have number 4 here, and I am loving it. I love that he's Galactus' new herald. I haven't seen this in my pull list for a month or 2 or something like that. It seems like a long time. Maybe it wasn't that long. We have Unearthed number 6 here. This is a body horror series that I really like a lot. The art here is gross, beautiful, and crazy. Everyone knows by now that I really love Cullen Bunn's writing, and we get to see some of his horror in here. We have another Spider-Woman variant. This is for Venom. I get these Spider-Woman variants because I could see the originals and there wasn't anything mind-blowing about them. So I was like, I'll give the Spider-Woman variants a shot. This is Venom 24. The Venom Island storyline, though, is freaking awesome. I really like that Mark Bagley is doing the art for it. And then we're just focused on Venom and the Carnage symbiote. Just smashing it out. I think it's really good stuff. This Wolverine number 1 is huge. It's heavy and it's thick. This is the In-Hyuk Lee variant. I really hope I pronounced that right. I normally would have gone with the Alex Ross, but for some reason I just really didn't like how he was crisscrossing his arms in the Alex Ross one. Something up with his claws, perhaps. I don't really know. But I took a chance on this one, and this is just this is kind of a letdown as well. Nothing really awesome about it, but I am excited about this title. I will be hopping on the Wolverine once more. We have Wonder Woman 752. It is possible that this is the last Wonder Woman I'm going to get in my collection. Not in my collection, in my pull list. I think this is Jenny Fruzon's last cover. With the new writing team and where it's going, I guess, I decided, I'll give Wonder Woman a break for now. I have been on since the first issue of this run here. And this was a bi-monthly comic for most of it. I don't know, maybe it still is. But I'll be letting this cool, and I actually will be going back to Batman and Detective Comics. Once again, I can't buy everything. I gotta cut some here, and so I can add something I'm a little more interested in over there. And there you have it. Those are the comics that I'm going to be reading this month in April. Technically still March right now, and so I'm going to get started on them a little sooner than April. I'm stuck in my house doing, actually not that much different than if I was just on vacation. Maybe a lot of you have realized that your regular lifestyle is defined as quarantine. I hope everybody's safe, washing your hands, I don't know, gargling after you go out for shopping or something like that. If you are having a tough time with the quarantine lifestyle, I do hope that this helped to waste some time for you. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't. I'll try to come up with a few more things since I do have a little bit more time on my hands. If you don't want to boop the buttons though, I understand. I hope you had a good time watching. I'm the Erroneous Kaiser. I'll see you next time.